Should I get a master's degree? Well, more education, more prestige, more money, right?
Wrong.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Welcome back, guys. It's your bro Taylor.
And your bro Ryan.
And as a matter of fact, a master's degree or any advanced degree is oftentimes the most expensive career mistake that someone's ever going to make.
So before you take on that debt, before you go through several years of schooling, before you even apply, let's go through this video and make sure a master's degree is even right for you.
Yeah, so you really have to have a clear picture of, okay, does the job I'm looking for require a master's degree? And if you don't have a job in mind at all, then you probably shouldn't be considering a master's degree to start with. Now, you also have to look at, is this master's degree going to pay off in the long run from a financial perspective? Because any amount of schooling typically costs money. Now, it's a different conversation if the company you're working for is sponsoring you and giving you the money to go to school for a master's. That's a little bit different, but you do have to weigh the financial cost here.
A lot of people actually use a master's degree as just a way to not make a decision. So they go through college, they are about to graduate and get their bachelor's degree, and they're like, oh wait, I haven't lined up a job, haven't really thought about it. I might as well just continue what I've been doing. I'm already used to this. So they use that as a way to just keep going instead of getting into the workforce, maybe finding that job that'll pay for it, finding out if you even like what you thought you would like, and then going back. They just continue down that path, and then they get themselves stuck in debt, and then they get out to go to the job and find out, now I know I don't like this job. Now what am I going to do with all this credentials or education I've almost paid for?
Yeah, because an important thing to note is a master's degree isn't suddenly going to give you an image or picture of what you're exactly going to do. It really just makes confusion more expensive. You've simply delayed the inevitable. And if you don't know what you want to do with your career at all, then specializing with a master's degree can oftentimes narrow that field even more, and you can actually make yourself less appealing as a candidate because you've kind of pigeonholed yourself into this higher, more advanced level that a lot of people aren't looking for in their entry-level position. And diving more into the actual financial cost of all this, obviously this is going to have a pretty wide range. A lot of sources are saying anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 for a typical master's degree. Now that oftentimes depends on, the school itself, the actual program that you're going into. But beyond that, there's also the opportunity cost. You're losing a few years that you could have been spending in the workforce getting meaningful experience. And you're just losing that income outright.
And if it's not required, like Taylor said in the beginning, or even preferred, we'll say, to get you a leg up in that degree field, even though you think you're getting more prestigious, more education, equals more money, it's better. No, you're spending more, but you're only going up a slight bit because, again, it's not required or they don't even prefer it. It's just, okay, that's cool, that's nice to have. Now let's look at some degree fields that it might be required and where it does have a good return on investment. For example, a licensed therapist or a physical therapist, or most medical field professions, a university professor, any of those type of fields, you'll probably need to get a master's at the minimum.
But on the flip side, there are plenty of professions and fields that just don't really require this. In fact, it, like we've been saying, would be a detriment. Things like sales, marketing, a lot of this is experience-based. People care more about what you've actually done. Have you proven that you can do this? Because it's a lot of social game. Other careers that are like tech and engineering related, oftentimes they don't require it. But when I was in school getting my bachelor's in mechatronics, my head of the department said, do not get a master's unless you know exactly what you were getting it for. Don't get it to get it. He got a doctorate in engineering, and he's like, in the end, I could have gotten most of the jobs I've ever gotten without it.
Yeah, and just like Taylor said, especially in that science, technology, engineering, math type realm, a lot of times you can just get a certification. It doesn't even have to be a specific like nuclear engineering or anything like that. It can be so specific to a software that you're really good at and you really like, and that sets you well apart. It's significantly cheaper and it takes way less time to study. Oftentimes you don't even have to study. It's just through your experience you know how to use it and you can get that certification. So that is a great tip and one of the ones that will save you a lot of money and have a fantastic return on investment. Another reason we've heard people getting a master's degree or advanced education is what we alluded to in the beginning, prestige. And that's the emotional side of things. You never want to make a huge career or financial decision off of emotion like that just because it feels good or it looks good to other people, especially just to impress other people. Again, you want to make sure it's a logical decision, you have that job lined up, it has the return on investment, and it has the return on time. So again, you got to figure that out ahead of time and do not make an emotional decision, especially off prestige.
So, what have we gathered from all this? A master's degree is only worth it when someone else is paying for it.
Sounds good to me.
No, but there are actually a few different justifications for it. Like we said, if your career path requires you to go that, like if it is necessary for you to advance, or it's a specific job that you're looking for, then of course, we're not saying don't go for your dream job just because it requires a master's, but you have to look at the numbers. Don't go off pure emotion. Don't just do it because you're kicking the can down the road. You have to be justified in your decision here.
So pretty much to sum it up, the master's degree or an advanced degree is a tool. That's what all degrees are. And if it can help you progress in your career, or it's required to get to where you want in your career, absolutely use that tool to the best of your ability. It makes sense more than likely financially. It will have a return on investment. But if it's an emotional decision, or you just don't feel like making a decision, that's not the right answer to just go back and spend all that money and invest essentially in not progressing your future. So we hope this video helped you. We hope you got something out of this. If you did, please like this video. Please share with a friend that's thinking about going to get a master's. Save them a lot of time and effort. And see you guys in the next video.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.